The latest marketing release allows users to leverage natural language queries to build or view segments in Dynamics 365 Marketing, using simple words to specify the attributes and logic for targeted segments. The Natural Language Query feature, or NLQ, is disabled by default, so we switch it on by going into the Marketing Settings tab and then to Feature Switches. Once turned on by the administrator, it becomes available to all business users. It is important to note that NLQ is only available for the English language at this time. Now we're ready to create a new segment. In a static segment, NLQ will be available when a user clicks Add by Query. In a dynamic segment, it will become visible once a user adds a query block in the segment builder. For this example, let's create a dynamic segment. When we add a new query block, the NLQ text field appears along with the tooltip. The tooltip explains the feature and provides a link to more detailed information. If we select Learn More, an overview of the feature, query examples, and a description of the data usage and machine learning module that supports natural language are available. Here, we can either type our own query, select from previous queries that we have created, or choose from the query library. When we start typing a word, the system will attempt to match the text with an available query. For this example, we select Contacts Not from Canada. We can clear the field by simply pressing the X button to the right of the text field to begin a new query. For our next segment, we choose a template, select Contacts with active status, gender male, and birth date of July 31st, 1986. There are 3 conditions here, and the system displays how they are recognized so we can check for accuracy. We decide to change and edit this query, broadening it to include all males with all July birth dates of any year. When we press Enter, the system updates the query and the birth date condition has changed. Besides contacts, NLQ can support 2 more entities, which are leads and accounts. For example, we can add the phrase, leads from conference, and the system will recognize that the main entity here is lead, and the lead source is a seminar. It will also provide a notification that the query is incomplete, since each query needs to begin or end with a contact entity. So NLQ requests an edit in order to create a complete segment. It is important to note that in this release wave, the NLQ feature is available for query blocks only. No text field will appear for behavior or segment blocks. Support for interactions and complex segments will come in future releases. We can now add another query block, which will also have the natural language input string. In this example, we will add another condition, this time related to accounts. As we start typing, several historical queries, as well as queries from templates, appear in the drop-down. We choose to target accounts with revenues of more than 1 million. The system quickly builds the query. We can verify that the account entity and revenue are correct, but we are notified that the contact entity is lacking and the query is again incomplete. Note that occasionally there are phrases that NLQ will not recognize, such as instances specific to a particular country or typing errors. For example, if we enter contacts with a birthday on Pancake Day, it is not recognized. We receive a notification that the input service is still learning some terms and phrases. Try rewording your query or building it manually. In this next example, we try birthday on Christmas. Here, it does inform us the birth date equals 87 days from now, but this may not be the best result for our needs. We can now provide feedback to specify that although the query results are correct, they are represented as a relative date, which is not the best experience. If it were to be an exact date, in this case the 25th of December, that would be more useful. By sending this feedback, the model will learn and improve the recognition of natural language phrases. Improvements to the natural language query feature allow marketing professionals the ability to create customer segments in an easier, simplified way to reach the exact audiences they are looking to target.